Okay, here's pretty much the final diagnostic and closing up the unit. This condenser fan motor, or condenser, the system's 27 years old. So 28 actually. Condenser is all oil, so it's leaking. I checked the tube sheets and everything else. Condenser cover, telltale sign that there's oil getting sprayed on that. So it's 404. There's no reason in the world to put any money into this thing. So refrigerant line has to be insulated. There's friendly neighborhood wasps flying around. So that's it. I mean, the whole thing's covered in oil. I mean, it's the condenser coil's leaking, and there's no doubt about it. So I don't like that. Kind of shitty workmanship here. I'm telling you guys, you can make $1 million if you just do things right. Oh, and I'm going to say this. So I used my sniffer. I couldn't find anything. I think my leak detector has gone kaputski. It might just need a sensor. I don't know. So here's the whole big debate. I don't know if I'm in the shot or not. What's the best way to leak check? Well, I'm going to have to say it depends on the situation, okay? Now, this thing and product in the cooler, you have to balance, okay, do I recover the rest of the refrigerant, pressurize it with nitrogen? That's the best way to leak check. Find the leak, finally find it. But this system's 28 years old. So it's been compromised. So there is a chance, more so than if it was newer, that if you pressurize this with 200, 300 pounds of nitrogen on the low and high side, you might make the leak worse. If you make the leak worse, then you're just screwing the pooch. I'll be nice. Then what do? Then, especially if it's in this condenser coil. So this is how I look at it. A condenser coil is like a radiator in a car, okay? And actually, I lost an entire chain account in Chicago and was blackballed from it. I don't say it with any pride, but it was just really an absurd situation, similar to this, and except it was a rooftop unit. And the unit met its life expectancy, and the condenser coil was shot. It's just changed rooftop unit. This is the same thing. But the customer decided to get a second opinion, and they managed to gob some solder on the leak and didn't even change the dryer. So I'm like, I have a contract. I have a PM contract. You went around me. You didn't even tell me. And this was like, oh my God, 20 years ago. So I'm much more diplomatic than this. But I share this not to make me look like an asshole or how I mishandled something. It's like you have to weigh and measure all this stuff as a service tech. You know, these decisions are above your pay grade, okay? But you're there and you got to do what you're told, which 9 times out of 10 is not the right way. Because if a guy got a hold of me that worked for me and showed me these pictures and told me what was going on, I go, it's 28 years old. Forget it. It's 404A. Forget it. Top it off. Tell the customer that they need a new system. Done. 1997 evaporators. So I have to assume this is the same. So, top it off. Leak check it like you can. Leak bubble, the whole 9 yards. Really good leak detector, electronic. Pressurized, but in this case, no. I would say if you're looking at something 20 years old or more and you pressurize something with nitrogen, you just might find yourself on a Friday or Saturday night screwing the pooch. And then you're going to get blamed for breaking it. So, you know, when all you're doing is your job. So here's the alternative for that. Now, this is debatable. I don't agree with it. But you know what? If it's sink or swim and you did everything you can, everything within your power to keep them going and not literally screwing yourself and then the customer. He said he hasn't had a problem with this thing for an entire year. So he has a year to save God knows how much money for a new system, okay? I told him that. But here is what I should have done, and I didn't have it. And I only do it as a last resort because some companies that I worked at, a company, it was mandatory that you put UV dye in the system regardless. Regardless. If it's low, put UV dye in it. Put UV dye in it. Put UV dye. That was it. And go back 3 days later and pull out your magic black light. I'm not a fan of that. You're putting foreign material into a refrigeration system. Now, for you guys that don't know this, which you probably don't, because you're all pretty much too young, DuPont used to make a refrigerant with Dytel in it. Dytel was a red dye. It was out for years. And anytime you had a leak, there'd be a red spot. Didn't need a light, didn't need nothing, just your eyeballs. But they don't do that no more. So am I saying to put a foreign material in a system? Yes. But it's like, you really don't, I'm not a doctor, but you really don't want to shock somebody if they're in cardiac arrest to get them going again. But you got to do what you got to do, You got to do what you got to do. So in this case, although that example was extreme, you got to shock it. So I would put UV dye in it, and then that will verify when it goes down again where the leak is. But I mean, I don't need to do that because I can see with my own eyeballs, it's still working pretty well, unless I'm reading, that's where the leak is. The leak is in the condenser coil, and it's 28 years old. So put a fork in it, it's done, all right? If you're going to get 20 plus years out of anybody's equipment now, I don't care what it is, you're on borrowed time. So this is life expectancy 20 years in my opinion, and it's 8 more years. I mean, that's 30, 20, 18%, 17% more lifespan than it should get. So you're good. I mean, you're good. So that's the only other thing that I would have done. I'm not telling you what to do, but I would have put some UV dye on it, button it up, and hit the dusty trail. Only in the situations that like I'm in now. Not like every reach-in, every ice machine, God forbid. Anything that's long gas, oh shit, put UV dye in it so we can charge them another $150 and then a repeat call to come out. I don't do business that way. I never will. And I hated doing it. Now you know why I'm doing it on my own. But yeah, UV dye. You got to do what you got to do, man. I mean, So leave all your comments of, oh, you should never do that. It's like, you do what you want to do, because you could literally screw yourself by pressurizing this system and blow a hole in the evaporator or a condenser coil that you cannot repair and rupture it, and you're screwed. So what would you rather deal with? Little UV dye in the system. It's all got to get changed anyway. You can flush it if you want. Change the evap's, change the condensing unit. Everybody's happy. But this is a wrap. That's it. I'm done. Thanks for watching.